So I've had pets throughout my life, as long as I've remembered. My parents had them. This is Bramble. I have to say, she has been a most wonderful source of joy. And there have been times when I've been, say, ill, or I had some very bad news at one point, and I don't know if they know, but I have to think that they do. They kind of have a sixth sense that something's wrong, and they're there for you. So the positive aspect of looking after them and them looking after you in return is amazing. Not only are animals amazing pets, but obviously they can be used as work tools as such. So you've got everything from police dogs, you've got airport security dogs that can sniff out fruit in a wrapped up container within a bag. So you've got customs dogs, you've got them working in the mail centres to sniff out prohibited items that are posted through to different countries. But you've also got service dogs such as guide dogs for the blind. You've got medical service animals that can detect when someone is going to have an epileptic fit or some sort of seizure or event, and it's astonishing, and they can predict when that's going to happen. There's also sort of instances where animals have been used to detect cancers in people or to detect diseases such as Parkinson's in people, and that's all due to their incredible sense of smell and their different senses. They're just heightened beyond what we can imagine, really. So it is incredible what animals can do. Not only are they our best friends, but they are also hard-working animals that can actually save lives. Would you say that having a pet or animals in your life has had an effect on your well-being? And would you say that's a positive or a negative?
I think it's had an enormous effect on my well-being. Generally been very positive. Having pets teaches you a lot about caring for things and being responsible. And also you have to learn about things like pets die or have accidents. And it's a very good way to learn about life.
You've obviously lost a lot of pets, and how did that make you feel?
The very first one was my black cat, Kit. And I was my first term at boarding school. And when I came back at half term, they had to tell me she'd been killed on the road. And that made me tremendously upset. I think it prepares you really for bigger deaths, like people, and I think it's a good thing to learn to cope with that.
How many animals do you think are abandoned, dumped each year in the UK alone, would you?
Again, I would dread to guess the numbers.
The answer is actually 81,000 in the UK alone.
Wow.
And 6 million worldwide. Which is
it's just horrific, absolutely horrific.
So there are many reasons why people claim to have good reason to abandon their pet. It might be behavioural issues. The animal is ageing. It becomes too costly. Now, although a lot of these can be fairly legitimate reasons, they're legitimate reasons for not having a pet in the first place, ideally. But circumstances change. But rehoming an animal is very different from abusing an animal or abandoning an animal. Rehoming is done because maybe your circumstances have changed and you might be desperately reluctant to give up that pet, and it might break your heart, but you know actually ultimately it's better for the animal to go to a different home, a loving home. But abandoning an animal in the middle of nowhere, tying it to a tree, abandoning it in a house that you've left, or worse, putting it through abuse, that is a completely different situation. And luckily we have some fantastic charities. We have the RSPCA here, we have the ASPCA over in America. But there's also a lot of other charities as well, independent ones. Luckily on our doorstep we have Wood Green Animal Centre, the Blue Cross for cats in Cambridge, and many, many more. I cannot understand how anyone, it makes me sad when I see an animal that's killed on the road, and that's just a complete accident. So anyone actively trying to hurt an animal, I just don't understand. They're so innocent. They have no idea why you're doing that, and they'll probably still love you. That's the heartbreaking thing, is that an animal will probably, your pet, even if you're abusive to that pet, it will probably still love you, and that's just the most heartbreaking thing.